Hey everyone, how you doing today? Oh, I just love Tuesdays. We have two wonderful experts on the show that I just laugh and have a great time with. And first, obviously, is the Lumberjack Landlord. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing awesome. And yeah, like we're getting less and less time to record because we're cracking up so much before.
Oh, this is so much fun.
It's a
Well, you
good
know what?
time.
One of the topics I raised yesterday that I just wanted to ask you as well, right? Because we both have had
Yeah.
that dream car, and we
Mhm,
understand lots of people love cars.
mhm.
I want to just roll with, hey, if a student came to you and said, hey, my dream, my my moment would be to
Yeah.
buy a $300,000 exotic car.
Uh-huh.
Um, what would you say? What would you do? How would you break it down? Because not everybody's going to roll in with $300,000 in cash and just drop it on the table. I think there
Yeah.
are other ways to do that. So what would you do first off?
I have 300,000 in cash. It's in my other pants.
Yeah, I left that
So
at home. I lost it in a boating accident. Yeah.
yeah. Oh man, where did that go? Oh,
Yeah.
I'll find it. Yeah, totally joking. Don't have that. But I think so, Mike, I think it's a great question because I think that you see all the guys on Instagram and YouTube and things like that. I mean, largely they're writing a lot of that stuff off as a business expense
Yeah,
because that's
that's
really
true.
what it is for them. It's
Yeah.
them flexing to get, the right generation looking at their stuff and looking at what they're doing. And then, show me the guy that's advertising anything more than a 1.0% success rate on their channel about their success in their course.
Yeah.
Right. That's the number that I care about. Like, that's the thing that you get with age. I think a lot of times
Mhm.
is the wisdom and understanding of how to evaluate somebody that's trying to sell you something and what that success rate can possibly be for you.
Mhm.
So I think that when I look at the car side of things, 300,000 bucks in a car, first off, by you. But secondly, for me, I would never write the check because I always want to have cash to do my next deal.
Right.
So I would do what Dickerson yesterday politely called the dumbest idea of all.
Yeah,
I would
me
sign up
too,
for that
actually.
dumbest
I think I
idea
would
of
sign up
all.
for the dumb
Yeah.
idea also. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the dumb idea. And that's nothing against Dickerson. Like, it's
No.
cool. He wouldn't do it, but he got to have his H2.
Yep.
Excuse me. And for me, the goal is still a Lamborghini. I've had a lot of other exotic cars, but how I bought them was I bought them severely discounted, right?
Mhm.
I bought them old, used, low mileage. I looked for that guy who had the car for 7 years and he put 4,000 miles on it.
Right.
Like, I looked for that guy because that was the kind of car that I wanted. Because you know what? I turned a Dodge Viper into a daily driver. I
Yeah.
used to commute to the office 80 miles in my Dodge Viper.
In a
And it was
V12 Viper.
yeah, yeah. And I didn't care what the gas mileage was
Of
either.
course.
I
Yeah.
didn't
Didn't even
care.
look. I
Yeah,
don't know.
whatever.
Every
And the funny
every
thing,
other day I fill it up. What do I
yeah,
know?
and I got that car with a payment. And the
Yeah.
reason I got that car with a payment was because I had, at the time, I had some real estate that was paying me.
Mhm.
And so I could legitimize it and say, hey, you know what? I've got enough real estate that's paying me. I still have money for a rainy day. I still have money to expand the company. But that was some of the stupid stuff that I did across the process, which, because that was the only thing that I really did that was indulgent. I didn't take trips. I didn't take big vacations. I didn't do a lot of that type of stuff. I didn't have a bunch of nights out drinking. I just
Mhm.
consolidated my money and said, my enjoyment factor is going to come in. I love cars and I wanted to have a cool car.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, it was really just about running your business like you normally would, which is, how much money do you need to run the business? How much money do you need to make sure that you're safe if something bad happens?
Mhm.
And then you have those freedom dollars. And
Yeah.
you and I always talk about that, which is, it doesn't matter what you spend it on. We prefer you spend it on something that's
Yeah.
safe, but we don't care what you spend it on, generally
Dude,
speaking, because it's
burn
your
it for all
freedom
I care.
dollars.
The whole
Yeah,
idea is
light it on fire.
once you have freedom dollars, the beauty of those dollars is whatever you want. Whatever you want. No judgment.
That's the key, is having those dollars to do whatever you want. Like, I have a baseball card collection. I've had cars. Like, whatever you want to spend that money on, it's
Yeah.
totally cool because it's truly free.
Yeah.
It's really, truly free. And you've got everything is structured where you have your money covering your business costs, you have your money covering the rentals, and then on top of that is you even have your reinvestment dollars.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I want to break this
Please,
down more.
yeah,
Because I need people to hear this, because you and I would attack this the same way, right? Let's just
yeah,
say, for this example, let's say we both want a $300,000 car. You want a Lamborghini, I want a
yes,
Ferrari. I think
yep,
Ferraris are prettier, by the way. Fucking
yeah.
Lamborghinis are like the jacked up roid freaks, but okay, I get it. If you want to go that way, you be you. how about the sexy Italian with lines, man? Not this. Anyways, I digress. So
I'm ready. When you get yours and I get mine, we'll then meet in the middle of America and we'll race and we'll put it on YouTube.
Done. How about we just cruise? No need to race. Just
yeah. Listen,
we'll race.
Like this is the way I go. Yeah.
Never mind. We'll race.
Two sales guys going for a pleasure cruise.
Yeah,
sounds just like happen. Sales guys. Yeah.
All right, I digress. So okay, let's just say it's 300 grand. This is how I would kind of break it down, because I agree with you. It's all about the freedom dollars, right?
Yes.
So I would look at the situation, right? I have a top line, I have all my expenses, and let's just say in this example, I got $500 left over right now that I can do whatever the hell I want with, right? That's my baseline.
That's right.
I then go look at this $300,000 car, and I got to go, okay, what is this thing going to cost me rough and tough a month? Because I would definitely do a payment, right? I would probably put some down, trade in my other car. I would do something, right? Not a lot, but something. There would be a payment. There would be insurance. I would set up some kind of reserve, because like you, this thing would be an everyday driver for me. If I'm going to get one, I'm going to get one, right? I'm not going to freaking do I'm not going to be the guy 7 years with 4,000 miles. That's not going to happen.
Nope, not me.
So maintenance, probably, and then I would add probably 20 or 25% on that. So if I did that, and let's just say the total was $8 grand, I'm just making up a number. I'd be like, okay, I'm at 500. I need 8 with that cushion. How am I going to go get $7,500? That's what I would do. And I would write the number down. And for me, I would be buying rentals, and I'd be just chunking it off. I'd be like, okay, Norris Drive, 250, Ferris, 300, Clinton, 450, whatever it is. And, after 4 or 5 years, whatever it is, I get to that magic number, and I still want it. Cause that's the beauty of what I've seen is this actually happened to me, right? So, wanted a Ferrari, all of that, did the math, got to the end of that going, wow, that was kind of hard. That took longer than expected. Might not want to do that. Well, now I got $8,000 in freedom dollars, and I can go rent one for a weekend or something. So that's how I would break it down. Anything you might do different?
No, I think that's exactly it. I think you create anything that you do is to create more income, right? And so that's the job that we have.
Yes.
Is creating more income. And so as that happens, the thing that you have to do, the thing that I don't think I did enough in building my company over the last 20 years is I very, very, very rarely and mostly inconsequentially celebrated milestones. That's something that I did badly.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, that's something I did badly. And it was because we're always so practical, and we're sitting there, we're looking at it and going, all right, well, if I spend this $100,000 over here, that it took me X amount of time to save up over the last few years, making a bunch of right business decisions, or I can take that and I can buy another house, and then that gives me another $2,000 a month in rental income, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And so that's something I did a really bad job at.
Yeah, me too. I got to get over that. Yeah. I think I got to go. I think I canceled that vacation. I may go rent a Ferrari for the weekend or a week or something, just to have some fun in life. But again, for me, it is that process. It is, all right, if you want it, and you want it bad enough, go buy the assets that produce the cash flow that pays for it. You can't, the people that do it wrong, they go, okay, the payment's going to be $2,700 or whatever it is. And they just stick it in the middle, and they just suddenly like, oh man, I'm negative now. What the hell happened? Like, of course you negative, you idiot.
Yeah.
What are you doing? So yeah, I don't, if you want to go get a $300,000 whip, fine. Let me go take a picture with you, because that's awesome, but do it right. Buy the assets that produce the cash flow. So when the debt's gone, you still have the asset. That's
absolutely. And that's the other thing too, is, one of the general rules of life is you don't buy depreciating assets.
Yeah.
Right.
Toys.
Yeah. And so, but at the same time too, you do get to the point where when's enough, right?
Yeah.
Do I need to have 500 units before I get my Ferrari or Lamborghini? No. I mean, and can I afford it now? Yeah. Does it mean I have to, does it really truly impact my life on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis if I go and make that purchase? And what's the fun that you're going to have out of it if you know that you want it? I think you raised a great point, which is rent it, know that you like it. Like, I literally had a buddy of mine buy, he's dreaming about this car. I want this car. I want this car. I want this car. He buys the car. I don't know what jaws of life they used to get him into the car, but I was like, dude, that car doesn't fit you.
Yeah.
You look
That
like a
just-
monkey on a football. And he talked himself into it. He
Yeah.
drove the car. And then after like a month, he's like, thing sucks.
Whoops.
I was like, of course it sucks. It's like 7 minutes to get in and out of it for you. And so that was like the big funny thing is he looked like literally one of those jumbo clowns driving a car. Yeah, exactly. And it's like he couldn't drive the car with the window up because he had to get his elbow out the window. You know, like things like this. And I was like, I can't even ride with you in this car. It bottoms out. Like we're too big. Like this is not Lumberjack approved. This is horrible. So that's the kind of thing that we talk to people about is, you know what?
Hilarious.
Drive it, test it, play with it, see that you really love it. You know, see that you really love it. Like I was in love with a Lamborghini Gallardo for a number of years. And I was like, that's the one I'm going to get. That's the one I'm going to get. That's one. And then I drove it and I was like, it's kind of like an Audi, not really interested. It's pretty on the outside, but the performance is kind of like, you know, it's nice, but there's a lot of cars out there for a lot less with a lot more performance that are more fun to drive.
There you go.
And so that helped me make my decision of what I ended up, you know, what I'm going to end up purchasing is something that I've driven. I loved it. I had a lot of fun with it. And I'm like, this would be just so cool to be able to put the top down and go out on the weekends. Like I used to do a lot, you know, in the summer times. There's nothing more fun than, you know, doing my rounds around the city, looking for my next project and doing it in my sports car. You know? Like, it's like, why does that guy keep on driving past our house? I don't know.
I don't know. There you go.
And suffice to say, I'm not showing up in that car to negotiate the deal.
Yeah, I would. That's a bad idea. You go to a buying appointment, show up in a Lambo. Pay more.
Yeah, here's my checkbook. You just write out what you think is best.
Did I just add a 0 to this? I don't know what's going on.
Exactly. You're like, I'm paying how much? What? So I think that it's important to, you know, the mistake that you and I both made was not rewarding ourselves enough for all the hard work that we put in.
Yeah.
And I think that it's important to do it. Yeah, I think it's important to do it, but I think it's important to do it as wisely as you can and not with your seed money, right? But with your harvest money, some of your harvest money, you know?
Very cool. This has been a fun conversation, man. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Happy to, Mike. Thanks so much.
You got it.